here taking this place tonight is the lovable and talented Mr. Adam Crooks, better known as
Thank you.
ATI, Adam the intern.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for filling in tonight, Adam.
You're welcome anytime.
It's always an honor and a thrill to have you with me. It takes the average age down to about 25, so that's pretty cool.
Not quite,
But close. All right. All right, so like I said, we're here to talk about KSU sports, and if you don't know anything about KSU sports, KSU is the second largest school in the state of Georgia, only to the Georgia State Panthers. So a lot of good things to talk about KSU, and we hope everybody's going to get on board and join them. To that end, next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we will be bringing back everybody that's been a guest of our show over the past 3 months. Is it 3 months now, Larry? A little over 3 months?
It might be close to 4.
Yeah, I think it started, it's August, September, October, November. Yeah, it's almost 4 months. Probably is 4 months because I think we started the first show August 16th here at lovely Miller's, and we've been here for 4 months. If you haven't been to Miller's Ale House on any night, you need to get here and see Sean, the bartender, before he leaves for parts unknown, and make you take care of my buddy. We have not a lot of sports to review for the week. There are some things going on, but we did have 2 basketball games played in the past week. The women last week took care of Georgia State, which was a good thing. We won 66-63 at home. And now the boys took off to San Diego State on Monday, and their trip wasn't as successful as the women's game at home. They took it on the chin, 88-54 at San Diego State. So long way to go to play basketball, but I hope they enjoyed San Diego while they were there. It's a beautiful city.
Yes, it is a beautiful city.
Have you been there?
I have not. I've been to San Francisco.
And how do you know it's a beautiful city?
Well, the sands and, San Francisco, San Diego.
San Diego is a great town. The harbor's fantastic. Coronado Island. Mm-hmm. I've been to the Padres Stadium there. It's really cool. Not for a game, but just we didn't want the game. So San Diego is a great city. So just like the girls went to South Beach last week when they got beat by FAU and FIU, the guys got to go another fine destination. And
but San Diego State's a good team.
The Aztecs,
I wouldn't be too worried about the loss. San Diego State beat Ohio State. They beat Stanford. They took Arkansas to overtime. So, I'm not too worried about the loss. I think the men will be okay.
I think the men are playing real well. Of course, they had 2 big road wins last week that we talked about at Mercer and Charleston Southern. So they are coming around. They're a fun team to watch. If you haven't had a chance to come out and see them at the Convocation Center at KSU, I would suggest that you do that. To that end, we're going to talk to somebody that went to one of their ball games a couple of weeks ago down in Mercer. If we could get Garrett Brackett over here.
Yay.
On. Yes. Yes. Listen to the crowd roar for Garrett. Garrett Brackett. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, somebody.
Like 2 people.
Garrett said he didn't want to be on because he hadn't shaved in a couple of days. But
That's okay.
I think he looked sexy with his new beard.
That's a little far, child.
Come on in, buddy.
Try not to break anything like you did last week.
What did I break?
I don't know. Someone broke a light, didn't they?
Oh, God, that was a couple of months ago.
No, it was like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago.
It was much longer ago.
I think it was you.
I broke a light.
It might have been Robert.
No, it was me. I tripped over a light, but it was a long time ago. It wasn't recently. Hey, Garrett, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing better than I deserve.
Welcome back to the KSU Owls show.
It's been a long time.
It has been a long time. Now, did you hear our promotion for next week?
I did not.
So we're going to invite everybody back that's been on the show next week, and we're going to have a party.
Okay.
And get everybody's opinions on what KSU sports needs for Christmas. We think that would be a lot of fun. So we will see what happens, and we'll send out invitations via email or some sort, a text this week, and see how many people we can get here. I will tell you why, the big part, but I can't tell you on the air. I have to tell you off the air.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to give me a lot of time to think about it until then, to
Yes.
think about what my response is. Okay.
No, I'll tell you when we go to a commercial or whatever. Oh, we don't have the commercials, by the way, Larry. You're going to have to print those up for us. Robert took them. So we'll talk about that. So tell me about your trip to Mercer. You went down to watch the Owls play the Bears a couple of Fridays ago, right?
Yeah, it was it's a long trip. I forgot how bad the traffic was in Atlanta, especially at 2:30 in the afternoon. You wouldn't think it'd be that bad, but it was terrible getting down there. And they had football going on at the same time.
Yeah, it was state playoffs or something?
Yeah.
High school?
So it was packed.
Yeah.
The thing that struck me is such a beautiful university. And we get to the parking lot, it's door-to-door service. A bus picked us up, brought us in there. And as you walk into their stadium, there is a beautifully well-lit corridor of trophy display cases on both sides. And the history of the college is just, it was absolutely beautiful.
That's awesome.
They did a very good job, very tasteful, and it really highlights the university and everything that they've done.
Yeah.
Now, we beat the daylights out of them, which
Yeah.
we made the trip even better.
And the first time we beat them in 12 years at their place, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I got to sit right behind the KSU Owls bench.
Yeah, tell us a story, because we, if you haven't been to a game with Will the Thrill and Jan and Elise and Garrett at KSU at the Convocation Center, you're missing out, because that's a lot of fun. But they kind of took the, I'll call it the Will and Garrett show on the road. Tell us about that story about the bench. I remember you telling me off the air last week.
So the Marching Owls, the pep band that plays at the basketball games, they do this thing where when the ball changes hands from the visiting team to the home team, the leader of the band goes, "Whose ball?" And we go, "Owls ball." "Whose ball?" "Owls ball." And we're like, "Will, let's just do this once here and see if it works out." So we found a moment when it was absolutely quiet in the stadium, and Will just busts out, "Whose ball?" "Owls ball." "Whose ball?" "Owls ball." It's just the two of us. There's like maybe 25, 30 fans from KSU there.
Yeah.
And they're all looking. But the funniest part of it was the entire home bench turned around at the same time, looked at us, laughed, and just shook it off.
That's awesome.
So-
That's what you call supporting your team, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Traveling down to Macon and doing that. And we know you're very well known for traveling to parts unknown to support the Owls.
Not as well known as Will, but yeah,
Well,
I'm working on it. I'm
Hell,
working on it.
you are working on it. And we wish our friend Will's under the weather tonight, and hope Will's feeling a lot better. And we'll see him back next week for the big Owls party, I hope. So we'll see. So, this week we have a lot of good things going on. The transfer portal opens up, and we can start actually making offers next week. Have you heard anything? Are you got the scoops for
I've
us?
got nothing.
Yeah.
That's usually the case, though.
Yeah.
I get it like you do right on the internet.
ATI was just saying he thinks DJ Ungalele.
DJ Uwe Ungalele.
Yeah, that's the one.
He did that very well.
Yeah, he does it way too well.
I've been working on
He
it.
stays home and practices that when
I
he doesn't have class.
I have been practicing.
And he doesn't have class again until January, so that's all
is
Will's
true.
Adam's going to do for Christmas is just sit around and practice saying DJ in hopes that he will transfer
to KSU.
to KSU.
Yeah.
What do
He'd
you
be
think?
He'd be a good quarterback for the new system.
What do you think the chances of that are, Adam?
I'd say 100%.
I don't know what Adam's drinking in that cup over there, but
That's
somebody needs to check Adam's cup.
I got some friends. I know some people will get it taken care of.
I like the way he thinks. So, and we do another show here at Miller's called Three Guys Who Love Sports at 5 o'clock. And our theme next week is going to be name an athlete or a team, and then tell me what he needs for Christmas. And to say, Tom Brady needs blank for Christmas, or the Falcons
wide
need blank
receiver.
for Christmas.
Quarterback.
So, you go to a lot of ball games, and you watch the ones that you don't go to. If you were making this decision for Santa, Brian Bohannon needs blank for Christmas.
More fans in their seats.
I think that would go a long way. And before I forget it, this week, did you get the fan survey that you get?
Oh, yes.
I completed mine yesterday. So can you go to KSU Owls and get that.com?
It's actually online, yeah.
It's online. So I would encourage anybody that has been to a ball game to go in and fill out the survey, because they're obviously concerned about the fan experience at KSU based on what I'm reading from that survey. They want to know what you think, and they want to know what's going to bring you back and what's going to keep you coming to KSU games.
Yeah, and they've always been concerned about the fan experience, especially inside the stadium. I think it's always been pretty good outside.
Yeah.
But I've said it before, and I'll say it again. the experience starts in the tailgate lot, and that's our responsibility.
Yeah.
Not just the university, but each of us as fans.
Yeah, Owl Walk and Owl Town.
And making sure people feel comfortable and make sure they feel welcome.
Yeah.
Have some good food for them.
Yeah.
Make it a great experience to start.
I was on the committee the very first year they did tailgating and trying to help shape tailgating. But, I mean, that was 7 years ago, so I'm sure not a lot of what we talked about has been instilled or is still going on. But that's a very important part. And I went down to the Georgia Tech-Virginia game, which was the sloppiest football game I've ever seen in my life, most boring football game. But still, the fan experience was incredible at Georgia Tech compared to what we currently have at KSU. And, of course, they have a lot bigger stadium. But there are some things that I think that can be better at KSU. And I'm all for it. I'm all for helping. I'm all for doing whatever I can to make that fan experience better. And we're talking about a couple of things with Brad Ledford, head of the NIL, and doing some things to maybe help. But what would you like to be seen done? Would you like to have a fan sing the national anthem like you, or?
Not me, no. Have you heard me sing?
I'll do it.
No.
I'll do it.
What,
I volunteer.
What won't
I'll
you
sing
do,
the
Adam?
national anthem.
What won't you do, Adam?
Oh,
That's what I want to
say.
know. Say
my time's up,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Oh, I think everybody's time's up if Adam starts singing. I think the bar will empty.
Stick to the tough names. We need you for that.
What's that Clemson quarterback's name?
DJ Uwe Ungalale.
Yeah, that's the one I thought you said. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Adam McCullough from basketball. You got that one down too?
Yeah.
I do not.
I don't think
Big
I
fan.
don't even know if I said it right.
Big
Is
fan
he
of
with Clemson or with
No,
KSU?
he's with KSU.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
big fan of Louis Oosthuizen though.
He's
Golfer.
he's got the names down. That's
Yeah,
pretty good.
that one's not that tough.
Yeah, you say it.
Louis Oosthuizen.
Oh,
How
okay,
many?
all right.
How many French soccer players would you like me to name?
Mboob or whatever his name is.
Mbappe.
That's the one.
Kylian
yeah.
Mbappe.
Yeah, that's the one.
Hugo Lloris.
Yeah. So, women's volleyball's done. What does the women's volleyball team need?
Ooh.
And Garrett's one of these guys. He doesn't just go to the football games. He goes to volleyball. He goes to baseball. He does them all.
That's a really tough question.
Now, Danny Ballou, is she a senior or is she a junior?
Oh, I'm already moved
I think
on.
she's coming back.
I'm already on to basketball.
Yeah, I think she's coming back, if what I remember.
I thought this was her last year. I thought she was only taking a couple of courses this
Oh,
year.
really? Mm-hmm. I may be wrong then, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
because I remember seeing her at the very end of the season, and I think Coach said that she only had like 2 classes for the
So
day.
her eligibility is tough.
Yeah, I think that was it.
Yeah. Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
Uh,
I honestly, I don't. They just got a brand new floor 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Matt's beautiful. I think they're one of the few that had it in the ASUN at the time.
Yeah.
Every time I ask Coach, he says they're doing really well. There's really not. Maybe because I've been in the locker room, maybe some upgrades to the locker room
Yeah.
to make it a more comfortable place for them. But I
Yeah.
mean, he's got a great team, great teamwork, great coaching staff. I mean, I really.
And a lot of NIL money would help with that, wouldn't it?
Oh, I'm sure it would. Yeah.
Yeah. And as we talk every week, we want to make sure we get in. And, if you give $500 to Bama or to Georgia or to Clemson and DJ, whatever his name is, it's not going to mean much. But if you give it to KSU, you become part of the family. And, over the 4 months that I've been doing this show, I've grown very close to Garrett and Will and Charlie and Jen and Alyssa and Rich Hall and Kevin DeLong and all these other people that are very entrenched in KSU sports, and that's where I want to be going forward. Not just football, but get involved in the other sports as well. So we would love to have more sponsors on the show. We have 2 right now, one of them being Modern Image. Adam, would you like to read his commercial?
Modern Image is a locally owned document and photograph scanning company that helps clients secure and use paper files and photos. Whether it's important business files or sentimental family photos and videos, Modern Image is dedicated to helping clients solve problems around paper. Say it, Chuck.
Go Dogs. Nothing pains me worse than knowing I have to say that once a week, or twice a week, I guess, on these shows, because I'm not a fan. Let's just leave it that way.
Oh.
It brings me joy.
It brings a lot of people joy, especially David McDonough. David is our sponsor with Modern Image, and he was on the Three Guys show today. And I said, surely to God, with you here, you'll say that instead of me. He said, no, that's not part of the deal. So I get to say that twice a week with great restraint. But
So who are you going for in the college football playoffs?
wow. Do you want to talk about them outside of KSU for just a minute? We will. It's very difficult because, we have our bowl contest that we're talking about on Three Guys Who Love Sports. And if you want to be a part of that, you can text the word PICK, P-I-C-K, to 4707-SPORTS, 4707-SPORTS, or go to threeguyswhoLoveSports.com and click on Bowl Bash, and you could win a $50 gift card to right here at lovely Miller's Ale House. Wait, Larry's got something to say. I can't hear you at all, Larry.
I submitted my picks.
ATI. No.
No.
Is this a Verizon commercial?
Yes.
Never mind. No.
Oh,
Can
I'm
you hear
sorry.
me?
Can I
No,
say
no,
that
no,
on
no.
here? Now they owe us money.
Yeah. So they do. That would be nice. So
Money.
So that's where you can join your picks, and I don't remember why the hell. Oh, because we were talking about. We were talking about this. Yeah, I don't know. Because in our bowl picks, we pick with the spreads, and Ohio State is 6.5-point underdogs to Georgia, and to me, it's just kind of a pick 'em. I don't know. Even with the points, I don't know. I mean, it's
You want Ohio, and you know it.
I want Ohio
there's no
State
doubt
to
about
win.
it that I want Ohio State to win.
I want Ohio State to win.
But if I'm picking it and there's money on the line, I want to pick right. So even with the 6.5 points, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can take Ohio State or the Dogs.
There you
so
go.
I have to make my decision at some point in time to make that.
Yes.
Michigan and TCU. I think Michigan's going to win, but I think it's going to be a lot closer
I agree.
than people think.
I agree.
But you know what I'm really looking forward to is the first bowl game that KSU plays in.
Yeah. What is that going to be? The Weed Eater one? Is that-
The Poulon Weed Eater Bowl?
The
Who
Bahamas
knows?
Bowl. It could be the Bahamas Bowl.
The Bahama Bowl, the Holiday
Ooh,
Bowl.
Oh, I'm saving money
that would
now.
be
I got
that would
2
be
years.
great.
There are some great bowl games out there. I mean, Adam and I were talking a few minutes ago. I think there's too many bowls. I mean, I think you remember, Garrett may remember in the days when there used to just be the orange, the rose, the sugar, and the cotton.
Yeah.
Right?
And now even my company has a bowl. We won't talk about that, though, until they start.
Well, go ahead
setting
and
up
give
some
your
money.
company a free
Oh,
plug.
no. They don't get anything free. They need to pay.
All
I'll
right.
tell you later.
Who can I talk to?
They're somewhere in the south quarter towards Louisiana. I'll just
The-
put it like
the-
that.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got it. I got
All right.
the answer.
He's
Cool.
Go for it. What is it?
The RNL Carriers Bowl.
No, sorry.
Not the R&R
He
Carrier
got something
Bowl.
wrm
It's about time. I get sick
I
of
think
it
I'm
being
gonna
right.
have to quit.
Yeah, but I genuinely, and we asked in here last week in across the room. Were you here last week?
Yes.
Yeah, we asked how many years do you think it will be until KSU plays in a bowl game?
2.
2. Yeah,
100%.
100%. ATI, do you concur with that?
I would say 3. Maybe a year to get the offense installed, and then a year to perfect it, and then year 3 is the bowl game.
So if you're perfecting the offense, does that mean you're going to be number 1 in the country if you have a perfect offense?
No.
You do a lot better with DJ than you do with no, because you struggled with no.
He was thinking. Instead of saying and ah, which is good, he said,
Yeah, so that's a little bit different.
Better.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've been to several bowl games, and they're a lot of fun. I mean, we were talking about that, and get your opinion on this, Garrett. Should everybody play in the bowl games?
Oh, you talking about the players? Should they be able to opt out?
Yeah. What's your opinion on that?
That's tough, especially with NIL in place now.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it all depends
Oh,
on
that's a good-
your scholarship, too. I mean,
That's a good question. Would NIL require you to play in that bowl game? Because, a lot of these schools they're opting out and saying, I'm not going to risk getting hurt.
and that's exposure, too, for the player and,
Yeah.
and for the company that's representing them for NIL. So
Yeah.
that's a tough question.
That's a new take. We hadn't discussed before because we were telling me and Sean, the bartender, and Adam were talking a little bit. And I'm of the belief that if the school signs you to play, you play.
Oh, yeah.
They've given you so much.
Yep.
They've given you a free education. They've given you this. They've given you that. And then you say, what? And Sean made a great point. What about the other 12 ball games? that you played in. Why didn't you sit out of those? Because you're afraid you're going to get hurt.
And some do on the sly.
Yeah.
Fake injuries and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You still got to see the team doctor and get it by them. But
Yeah.
if you have a soft tissue injury, who's going to argue with you?
Yeah.
They don't want you to get hurt.
See, my argument was I used the example of Jalen Smith, who played in the Tostitos Fiesta Bowl. I think it was Notre Dame, Ohio State, and he tore his ACL and his MCL, and then he slid down in the draft boards, and then was out his first year in the NFL. So.
Yeah, but that could happen to you walking down the road too.
Yes,
absolutely.
If you're in a sport and you're playing a sport and you're there for that particular purpose, I don't. Why would you? And if you love it that much, why would you step away from something like? And now I've never been an athlete, and I know a lot of them are in a lot of pain when they get to the end of their career.
Yeah.
Their college career, and that's why a lot of them don't move on.
Yeah, but what's one more game going to hurt you? You're at like you said, you're at the same risk as walking down the street or driving a car.
Sure.
Than you are in playing one more football game. You played football probably your whole life, from Pee Wee to junior high to high school and college, and now you're going to whip out on one game because you're afraid you're going to get hurt. I just can't buy it.
Yeah, that's tough.
I just can't buy it.
So,
Adam, have we swayed your percent?
No, you have
You're
not.
still sticking with your crappy opinion?
I disagree that my opinion is crappy, but yes.
Okay. All right.
So are you going to every men's basketball away game this year?
If I can. Oh, away game, no.
Yeah, no. He does all the
home,
games.
yes, but away, no. They're just too far away.
You're not going
I work
to
for a
Indiana?
living.
He didn't go to San Diego either.
No, but I was up for it. I was watching it from home.
Well, I told you I'd drive. You got to buy the gas, and I'd buy the tickets. I was ready to go. San Diego is a great town.
Yeah, no.
So, do you have any plans to go any other?
Not right now. For baseball, which is coming up, obviously, I want to go to the Jacksonville State series. At Jacksonville State.
Yeah.
I may make a family vacation out of that one.
Yeah. Do they play? I know we play a lot of really top teams. I think we play Michigan this year. We play Georgia Tech. We play Georgia.
Yep.
There are a lot of quality, high caliber college baseball teams on the Owls schedule this year. I'd like to travel, do a little road trip, maybe catch a couple of games. Well, I used to do spring training in Florida and go to some Reds games and Cardinals games when they were both playing over in Clearwater, Tampa Bay area, and see a game. I actually saw a game at Boardwalk in Baseball. Do you remember that place? It's down in Kissimmee, just south of Disney World. But probably the coolest thing I ever saw in sports, Bo Jackson was playing in this game, who I still believe to this day is the greatest athlete that ever walked the face of the earth. And he hit a ball that went over the 400-foot sign, and it was still going up. I've never seen anybody hit a baseball that far. So I love baseball from a game perspective. I don't like it. I'm interested to see how the new rules in the NL and the NBL affect the game, and whether that will trickle down to college. I know some of them are already playing. We had Austin. I can't think of his last name. You know what I'm talking about. He's a coach at KSU. Played baseball.
Played baseball for the Reds farm organization.
Oh, for the farm.
Not
He
the
was
Reds.
here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he was on the show,
Yes.
But he said that they, and Nate Peters, I think we had on. Nate played in the California Angel system. Austin was in the Boston system, not Cincinnati. Yeah,
I corrected.
they said they played. They played with the two infielders on each side of second base, no feet on the grass. I like that. I think it. We always talk about let them play where they want to and learn how to bunt and lay the ball down the third baseline and walk to first in your own base. But the way they've got things set up, I wonder how that will affect the college game if the rules trickle down to all colleges.
Well, you look at football this year at KSU. Rule changes have consequences.
Oh yeah, and
the rule change. I mean, I think it really hurt our team this year.
The cut block rule, it really did. It changed. It is just like when Georgia Tech went from triple option to pro offense. You draft a totally different type of lineman to block in a triple option than you do in a drop back passing scheme. So I think you're accurate, and I think Coach Bohannon acknowledged that in his press conference. That said, it's a different animal, and it's going to take a little bit of adjustment. But I think if we asked him the same question that we asked you, how many years until we're in a bowl game, I think he would think 2 would be optimistic.
Yeah, I'm just being a fan when I say that.
Yeah.
I'd probably say 3 or 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you have kinks to work out. There's other teams that have been in there. I mean, Jacksonville will be in there a year before us.
Yeah. They go in this year, right?
They go in
because they just had
yes.
their transition year.
Oh yeah, there's a friend of mine works at Must Ministries, and he graduated from Jacksonville
Who's
State.
that?
Oh gosh, Roger.
I know who Roger is.
Okay,
Yeah.
And we were talking this Saturday. We go in there almost every Saturday to see what's out there. And I talked to him, and we were talking about that game, and he goes, "Yeah, we finally won." I said, "Yeah, but you had extra scholarships, so it really wasn't fair."
Yeah.
And he just looked at me. He's like, "Come on, we won one." I'm like, "That's the only one you're going to win because we're going to have you."
Yeah, but we're going to get those extra scholarships this year, right?
Yeah, we'll get
Do
some
you know
this
how
year.
many additional we get?
I think that's up to the team.
Oh, really? Up
Yeah,
to
they have to break it up, but I think it's up to the team as to how many they do this year and then the following year when they go in.
Yeah, so when they actually start playing a Conference USA schedule in 25, right? 24.
24.
Yeah, my years are all discombobulated. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. What do you think the best thing about moving to Conference USA is for KSU?
Money, exposure.
I would say exposure over money because with the exposure, the money will come.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but money's important.
Yeah, money's important.
And I know we now get like $1.4 million for a road trip as opposed to the $400,000 we got when we went to Cincinnati this year, right?
Yeah.
So that jumps up, but we also get like off the top $2.4 million because of the Conference USA media pot. Is that right?
I have no idea.
I think that's right. I think so. We get some money just for being in Conference USA.
That's some good money.
Yeah.
You like $2.4 million?
Yeah, but it also is contingent on a certain number of fans in the seats, and as Garrett pointed out earlier, what we need for Christmas is more fans in the seats for not just football,
But for everything.
But also
for every sport. Basketball,
And all the other
baseball.
sports.
Yeah,
Basketball's
But most
doing
importantly,
yeah.
basketball.
The men's basketball team was pretty crowded. Not
I
crowded,
would-
crowded,
No.
crowded when I was
Wow,
there.
there goes the whole show. But behind those black screens, there are pull-out
There are other
seats.
seats. Yeah.
And I've always wanted to see, not only for basketball, but for volleyball, them open those up. And they've done it once or twice because there's been a couple of high sellout games, but they've never been full. And I look forward to the day when my seats say Garrett on them or bracket,
Yeah.
and everybody else is packed in around us. I mean, I want my seats to have, leather, my name. I don't know if I can afford it, but I'll try anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to go over some of the promotions that are coming up in basketball games. Can you tell us anything about like Senior Day and Blackout and Gold Out and Blue Out?
Santa will be here Saturday.
At the game?
Santa!
Go ahead, do it, man. You know you want to.
I know him!
Come on, tell me you don't know.
You don't know?
You don't know?
I don't know what.
Elf?
Oh, that's the worst Christmas movie ever.
No!
That's it. I'm out of here. I'm done.
No! How dare you?
I am not who is it? Will
Buddy the
Ferrell
Elf.
fan. I am not a Will Ferrell
Neither
fan.
am I, but that movie's amazing.
Is it really?
It's just so funny.
Yeah. He's been in one thing that was funny to me, and that's it. And he had a bit part, but I can't take him. He just nauseates me.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jim Carrey. They're both the same character, always play the same characters. But
You prefer Bruce Willis. We understand during
No.
Christmas.
no, not Bruce Willis either. I'll give you that list later.
Okay.
Oh, but they've got a lot of these. What do I just call them? Promotional games coming up, like Senior Day and Blackout and Gold Out.
Yeah, if you go online, they're all on there.
Oh, I've got them written down right here.
Oh, okay. And then if you sign up or if you're a season ticket holder, you'll get emails
Yeah,
in advance. And you'll know what's going on.
yeah. If you had to choose one sport and you got season tickets for them, what would it be?
Oh, you already asked me that. Well,
No, I didn't.
it's a different question. You asked me what coach. And now you're asking me, well,
When did I say anything about what coach?
you said the
I-
first time you interviewed me,
Oh, the first time I interviewed
you
you.
said you put me on the spot. You said, well, if you had to choose any sport and the coach, which one would you choose? And I'm like, well, that's kind of you throw me on the spot, but
I don't want to put you on the spot, but
But you're on the spot.
I am.
that's not really
Answer.
a spot. I mean,
See, now this isn't even a fair question either because you only get charged for women's basketball, men's basketball, football,
and the rest of
and
them,
baseball.
they're no charge.
The rest of them are no charge. So volleyball is no charge yet. And neither track and field or lacrosse, hockey. I don't even know if you have to pay for hockey. You might have to because you have to get in now.
Do they have rugby?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because we were supposed to have somebody on tonight, or was going to fill in for Kevin DeLong. We're supposed to be here that's an ex-rugby player.
Mm-hmm.
But so they don't have it anymore, you don't think?
No. I mean, if it would be football.
Yeah.
Football would be the one.
Football is kind of like the American glue, and it isn't kind of what holds everybody together.
I thought that was baseball.
No, that's the American pastime.
What happened to football during the war?
They didn't play it, right?
Yeah, but they still played baseball.
Now, one sports movie that I do love is Field of Dreams.
Uh-huh.
When James Earl Jones says baseball marks the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I thought you were going to see a league of their own. That's what I really thought you were going to say. I was gonna
No.
We're hitting all of his sore points tonight, aren't we?
No, not that.
There's no crying in baseball.
Yeah, no, that was actually a pretty funny movie. And Madonna, Gina Davis, and Tom Hanks. That was a pretty good movie. Yeah. God, there's some other people. That was a good movie.
So why'd you ask me where I would get my season tickets if I could have them?
Because, Christmas is next week, and I was going to put a good word in
If you're
going
to get me
with
season ticket,
Who am I going to put a good in with? Do your imitation again?
DJ Uwe Ungle.
Not that one. I said, who would I put a request in for him?
Santa.
That's the one I was talking about.
I
yeah.
know him.
Now I'm going to have to watch that section of the movie. Maybe I can find a clip on YouTube just to watch that part.
Now I know what I'm bringing next week for you for Christmas.
Hell.
Would you like Blu-ray or regular?
I would like.
We have both.
I would like neither. I don't even tell you what my favorite Christmas movie is. So.
I bet it's Die Hard.
No, he already said no.
No.
Okay.
No Bruce Willis.
No, it's a chick flick, so I don't want to admit to it. Yeah, I'm a big chick flick guy.
Maybe we should save that for off the air. So
Yeah.
Hey, I am who I am,
We
Garrett.
might get more advertisers. You never know.
You never know.
Speaking of advertisers,
Do you think it's time to go ahead and do that
I'm
one?
so glad I can transition that for you.
yeah, it's about that time.
Yeah, go ahead, Adam.
About that time.
Adam just wanted to read something. Adam is a student at KSU now, and he just wants to prove that he can indeed read, that he didn't get in on his good looks.
Yeah, that's why I didn't get into UGA is because I can read. Do you,
You can't laugh while you're reading promos,
You need to take a minute and compose yourself after that.
do you need a delivery right now, as in go now, please? Bearcat Express has expedited shipping on hand-carried items. Car, van, or pickup, whether it's from Memphis to Augusta, Atlanta to Athens, or Dothan to Charlotte, and all the points in between, we've got the drivers to get your stuff where it needs to be. Whether your passport's still on the dresser, your 7-iron isn't in your bag, or you have a dog that hates to fly, Bearcat Express, with their live tracking capabilities, is the team to turn to. We are the go-to courier for the Southeast. Check us out at BearcatExpress.com.
You left out USA.
Southeast USA. Well,
Thank you. And you only missed one other word on there, so I was impressed.
You actually missed 2 at the end. Go Dogs.
No, that's just the other
I know,
advertiser.
yeah.
We don't put that
Yeah.
one
I
on
just
there.
want him to have to say it.
No, Dothan is the one
No, I
he missed.
know.
He called
No,
it Dothan. Dothan, Alabama.
Dothan, Alabama. Dothan.
Dothan is a girl that lives in Dothan, Alabama.
It's all the same.
Yeah, it's all the same. All right, so where were we talking before you interrupted us with commercial, Adam?
I don't remember.
We've gone down so many rabbit
I know,
holes.
but we're having a good time. That's all that matters, right? That's all that matters. We were talking about the different sports and stuff and baseball. I know you went. Did you go to the playoffs when we were in Mississippi last year?
The playoffs?
No.
Oh, would you stop with that?
What's that about?
Playoffs. It's Mike. What's that guy's name? Not Mike Gundy. No, it was a pro coach. Playoffs? I don't remember who it was.
I mean, it's kind of Allen Iverson. Playoffs?
Yeah.
We're talking about playoffs?
Yeah, that was a coach. I can't remember. What it was. Did you?
I
So
watched them though.
but you didn't go. Have you been to an away baseball game?
Not yet. No.
Hmm.
Not yet. But you have to understand that I also wasn't a season ticket holder until last year for baseball.
Yeah.
I would only go to a couple of games a year because I used to have prior commitments in April.
Yeah.
Well, March, April, and May.
Yeah.
So it kind of took away from the ability to go. I'd probably catch like 2 or 3 games a year.
Hey, do something instead of just sitting there and looking good. Would you open up the KSUOwls.com and see if we can get the baseball schedule up and see where they're
Yes.
playing this year, so we can plan the Owls Show road trip and go broadcast from afar somewhere? That would be fun.
On someone else's turf, I love it.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Oh, it'd be great.
I think it'd be awesome.
I mean, I still love, every once in a while I would turn around and look at the Mercer Bears fans and go, yeah, that's right, we're here. And yes, we're winning.
But isn't that?
But they were really nice, so it was hard to like egg them on.
Yeah, I thrive in situations like that when I'm one of the minorities. I think that's awesome. When we went to 3 years ago, I went to Green Bay to see the Falcons play the Packers, and just like the people at Mercer, fabulous fans. Green Bay's got fabulous fans.
Sure.
We tailgated with them. They would say, "Hey, you want brats? Come on over, have brats." But the funniest thing that happened when I was there, and I apologize if I told you this before, but I'm walking up at halftime to go to the bathroom, and I have on my Georgia Tech jacket, and this guy stands up and goes, "Nerd alert! Nerd alert!" And I said, "Yeah, but."
Yeah, that's right. He ain't lying, but
Yeah, he ain't lying, but it was fun.
yeah.
So
you had to mortgage your house for these tickets. I paid for them with cash.
there
so.
you go. Yeah, there you go. That's funny. How we doing? So
All right.
I see at
So we
Georgia
got-
Tech.
We got at Georgia Tech, at Georgia State. That's not a very far road trip. At Georgia Southern.
Oh, that would be a good one.
Jan actually said that we already have plans for Georgia Tech. I don't know what they are, but we're going.
Oh,
And
to
now that
Georgia
you said
Tech?
it, now I remember she said that.
The Rose Bowl Field is their baseball field is a really great park to watch a ball game.
At Stetson.
I still like Georgia Southern because I yet to be back down there since '91 from my alma mater.
At Jacksonville State.
That's
Talk
where I'm
about going to that one.
At Mercer.
Ooh, back to Mercer. I didn't see their baseball field.
At Queens.
Is that in New York? Is that where that is?
That's
No.
in Charlotte.
Oh, the Queen City. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
At Clemson. Sons of Clem.
That's not too bad.
In Athens.
I wouldn't set foot in that city if ever.
Even if we were taking you,
No.
Will and I?
Clemson or Athens?
You would deny going with Will and I?
No, I might do that, but I'd have to put on a mask or something. Somebody, no, it was me in
You
Athens.
should just wear your Georgia Tech gear. It would be awesome.
Ooh, I'll do that. I get a hat, Georgia
KSU
Tech
hat.
and KSU on one side. Teams divided.
At Lipscomb.
Lipscomb, Tennessee, right? David Lipscomb.
Nashville, Tennessee. At FSU.
Hey, we could
Florida
stay at
State.
Kevin's house, my son's house. No cost there. Yeah.
At Florida State. At Florida Gulf Coast.
No thanks.
Ooh.
I have an
and
aversion
that's
to
where we round out
FGCU.
the season.
Wait, we have a story here, Adam.
I have
don't
an aversion
don't
to
hang up
North-
on that though.
I have
but-
an aversion to North Florida, but continue.
No, FGCU has just always been the nemesis of Kennesaw State volleyball.
Oh, volleyball,
Oh
really?
yeah, they're tough competition. I think they're one of the toughest competitions. And
Then that's why we want to go and harass the heck out of them, right?
yeah, I mean, good coach though. Good coach, good players.
All right.
Tough team though.
Where else are we going, Adam?
That's it.
You-
FGCU
you
is
gotta
where
be
we
kidding
round
me.
out the season.
Wow. And there's another one. Did you say University of North Florida?
Yes, I have an aversion.
That's
to
in
University
Jacksonville,
of
right?
North Florida.
University
I don't
of
know
North
where
Florida?
it is, but they're the Ospreys. That's
Yeah.
all I know.
That's a cool nickname, Ospreys. That's a show we need to do. Name the nicknames and name all these different colleges.
Ooh, that would be
Ooh.
tough.
That would be good. There's some toughies out there.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
North Alabama.
Lions. That's not tough. If you know your ASUN sports.
Look at him.
I'll come up with one.
Are you okay?
Ferris State.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
that's
there we go.
the Ferris wheels.
Stumped him.
I think the
What are they?
I don't know.
The Ferris, the Ferris,
I-
the
no
Ferris
idea.
wheels. That's what they're naming it.
He asks a
everybody's
question
in a
and he
Ferris
doesn't
wheel.
have the answer.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's what is that about?
I like the Chanticleers. I think that's a cool nickname.
Yes, Coastal Carolina.
Yeah. ETSU Roadrunners is a pretty cool name. Not ETSU, UTSA, University
Yes.
of Texas at San Antonio.
I actually got to see a Roadrunner in Arizona.
Me.
It was crazy.
I've seen one too.
It went. It was gone.
Funny story. My oldest brother, who will be 80 on New Year's Eve, he was chief of police at Bergstrom Air Force Base in Austin, Texas, when LBJ was president, and he was responsible for getting him on and off the base. And so I went out to visit him when I was 9, and he took me to the San Antonio Zoo, and they had a bunch of these roadrunners in a cage. I said, "That's not the Roadrunner," because Roadrunner was my favorite cartoon when I was a kid.
Because you're old.
Yes, exactly. And
Yeah, he's cut off, right?
and
He just called us boomers.
and so we went up to see LBJ's ranch, and my brother slammed on the brakes, and I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's a Roadrunner." The one standing right in front of the car, and he goes, "Meep, meep." I said, "Now there's the Roadrunner."
Yeah.
So yeah,
He's making fun of us, but he grew up with talking sponges, so.
yeah.
I
Well,
did
grew up
watch
is
SpongeBob.
relative.
But at least you know who it is.
Yeah.
Yes. Ferris State is the Bulldogs, by the way.
That's probably the most common college nickname.
No.
Bulldogs or
No,
Eagles or.
that is the Wildcats. Wildcats are the most common college name.
Are you saying this by opinion, or are you giving me fact?
No, I'm giving you a fact.
Oh, I'm going to do some research on
You
that.
better
see if
fact
you're
check
right.
him.
Yeah.
He's been wrong twice already tonight.
Wait, when was I wrong?
It's
When
not a
was
good.
I wrong the second
That's good
time?
at night.
He's got
That's not a
short-term
good
memory
night,
loss,
Frankie.
too.
That's 3 he's wrong up. Yeah. So, it's funny you should mention nicknames because when we get in the Conference USA, there are 10 or 12 teams, and 3 of them are Owls. Rice, FAU. Is it FAU or FIU? What-
FAU.
FAU is Owls.
FIU is the Panthers.
Yep. And so there will be 3 Owls in the Conference USA, which I don't think has ever happened before.
Yeah, I didn't even know that there were other Owl teams.
I don't
Temple?
think there are. Temple. Other
Temple's
than
another
Temple,
one?
there are no other Owl teams.
But we
I
got
would
2
be
of them in
willing
our
to bet that
conference.
there are others.
You said what?
I'd be willing to bet that there are more than
I
4.
don't think there's any more in Division One.
Okay,
That's going to be interesting on the scoreboard, Owls versus Owls.
Yeah.
How are they going to do that? I've never seen anything
I
like
don't
that
know.
before.
Who do you pull for? That's what. Hopefully you know where you are.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
The most common mascot is the eagle.
Oh,
Ah,
The most common Division One mascot is the Wildcat, though.
Larry, the engineer, called out ATI. I love that. I just love that.
look at him. He's thinking over there. He's like,
Why-
hmm.
There are a lot of Eagles. Boston College.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, that's the only one I can think of in college, but I'm sure there's others. Right, Larry? Larry's now into this. Larry's going to play the
Fact checker.
nemesis to ATI.
ATI.
No, I'm trying to keep this all KSU related.
I'm
so-
sorry. I
no,
brought us down the rabbit hole.
No, that's okay. I did that, so that's all right. We're good. So, like I said, let's go over some of the promotions that are coming up and see if they bring any further comments from my good buddy Garrett Brackett. Well, let's first go over the schedule. 15th, tomorrow, the girls are playing at Furman.
Yes.
Without looking it up, do you know the nickname of Furman, Adam?
Ooh, I know this one. I know they're purple.
Oh, Sean knows it. Yeah.
I got no idea.
No. The
Paladins.
Purple
He had it.
Paladins.
He had it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I knew they were purple.
Purple Paladins. I was at the game when they beat Georgia Tech 10-0, and it was one of the most embarrassing things I've ever seen in my life.
I went to that
Yes.
game when we played them.
It's
Oh,
it's
wait, hold
still
on.
it's
The
still
Wild-
the Eagles.
Cats are tied at 3. The number 1 Division 1 is the Bulldogs,
Thank you very much.
followed by the Tigers at number 2.
Thank you very much.
Eagles and Wildcats are tied at number 3.
I got one in the top there.
There you go. Okay.
I'm gonna start having a running bet now, a pool about how many times
Is
he's
Adam
wrong
wrong?
when he's filling in.
We'll do the over and under.
That's it.
ATI's mistake. But I said Bulldogs. Did I not say that Bulldogs
did.
probably most
You
popular?
did.
Thank you very much. With age comes wisdom, my friend.
and
That's all I
beauty.
get. I wouldn't say.
anyway.
I wouldn't say that. Yeah.
I went to the Paladins game with football when they first started. That was the hottest game I've
At
ever
Furman?
been to at Furman.
It's in Furman, South Carolina.
And
It's
the
the
guy
city Furman.
and the mascot wears a full suit of armor on a horse in 95-degree heat.
Any of those mascots can't be warm.
When I was in school at Tulane, we were in New Orleans where it's
Humidity
very
is king.
hot. He had to.
Oh, yeah.
He would work half a quarter and then have to take his suit off and rest half a quarter.
Oh,
That's crazy.
It's nuts.
That's crazy. Well, I have a good friend, Bert Reeves, who was your state representative. If you live in District 34, I think he was Buzz at Georgia Tech. So I have a very close connection to Buzz. But as we go back, Furman tomorrow night for the women, and then on the 19th, which is Monday, and I guess this is because it's kind of a holiday or getting to the holiday season, they play a 4 o'clock game against Mercer, and that's here. So hopefully we can continue what the guys did against Mercer in Macon and bring it home and let the girls take care of the Mercer women. The Mercer Bears, right?
Yes.
Don't give me
That
yes.
one I
Did
do
you know
know.
that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's
Yeah,
all we've
'cause
been
they-
talking about all night.
Because they beat Duke.
Mercer
that one
Bears beat
time.
Duke. All right. And then the men, 17th, which I think is Saturday, they play Georgia College here at the Convocation Center at 2 o'clock. And then they go to, no, it's home as well, USC Upstate, which is the 20th, which is
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
So we have Saturday, Monday, Tuesday.
Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, which is the night before our Owls show party here. Sean, you can't work on the 21st. It's your new gig. You have to come back with the party. Oh, okay. We will miss Sean, the bartender here. So we talked a little bit earlier about promotions coming up. So we have this. We have the 3 T-shirt giveaways coming up for men's. Are they just games, or will they give everywhere T-shirts, or?
Usually they have a limited amount,
Okay.
as it's been in the past. I don't know about this year.
Yeah. On the blackout, well, there's 3 of those coming up. The blackout is on January 26th versus Austin P.
That's easy for me. Everything I wear is black.
Yeah. And I like going against games against P. So
You and everybody else. With
yeah, I told you my
with
buddies.
a dad joke.
Did I tell you my dad's my buddy Steve Pearson, who we have the earlier show for to honor his fight against prostate cancer, but he played ball at Murray State, and when Fly Williams played at Austin P, he said that the people in the stands would say, "Fly's open, let's go P," which I think is pretty cool.
Wow.
So I'm all over the Austin P train. As if you listen to Chuck's Chumps during the football season, I peed on everything I could. So that was good. Gold Rush versus Liberty on February the 16th. I guess that just means everybody's wearing
It's a gold out. Yep.
Yeah, gold out.
I struggle with that one.
And the annual Alumni Day is a doubleheader with the women on February the 11th. So that should be fun. And then Senior Day, February 18th. I guess they just honor
Yeah, it's crazy.
the seniors.
The way you're saying that, it sounds like the season's over already, but we haven't even hit 2023.
Well, we're talking 2 months away. So
I know.
yeah.
It just seems so fast.
So so the women's promos coming up are Blue Out. And why would we have a Blue Out?
Coach Blue.
Oh,
Octavia
Coach Blue?
Blue is the coach.
Okay, all right. 1,000 free T-shirts. So like you said, that's limited T-shirts, right?
Well, that's probably everybody there,
Yeah,
and plus them.
yeah. I think the first girls game I went to, there's 420 people there.
Yeah.
That's about average. But we're going to get that up. Right, Owls fans?
Yes.
Right.
I
Thank you.
I expect to see him there now.
Yeah, I do too. January 19th, and that's against Jack State. So Jack State will be coming here. Whiteout on the 26th. I think that's the same day the guys. That's the day of the something going on with the guys too. The 26th. Okay. February 23rd is Blackout against the dreaded FGCU
Only in volleyball.
here, and then Senior Night is March 1st versus the Queens. So I imagine that those are pretty emotional. Did you go to seniors games last year?
I've been to almost every basketball game.
When's the last time you missed a home basketball game? What can you think of?
I can't think of one.
Yeah, that's
No,
cool.
I used to hit the ones when they had the ones at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. There was one when we had snow and ice, and I think there were maybe 26 people there.
Oh yeah,
And it was a 12 o'clock game,
and 10 of them were players.
no, I mean, I
Fans.
mean, there might have been some staff there, yeah,
Yeah.
but there weren't a lot of people there, and I used to love those games. I felt like the game was for me.
Fortunately, I could walk to the games from where I live if I had to. It's not that bad of a walk. So, yeah. So I hope to get to some more basketball games. And like I said, hanging out with this guy here, it's not much better than that. We have a lot of fun cutting up and watching basketball. And isn't that what life's all about, getting together with
Yes.
friends and watching sports?
Absolutely.
And if you're not listening to music, I'll be talking about sports, and that's just the way it ought to be. So we'll wrap things up a couple of minutes early here this week. We've got all the promotions out. We do want to remind you next week, if you've been on the show, if you know somebody that's been on this show as a guest or a co-host, even Adam is invited next week.
Yay!
Santa. Say Santa for me one time.
Santa, I know him.
Well, Adam, I know him. So we're going to have a special night, and there's a reason for the party, and we'll tell you all about that when I reach out to you personally between now and then. Until then, Garrett, buddy, thanks for filling in tonight.
Thank you very much.
It was fabulous. ATI,
What's
believe
your
it or not,
go-to-
you did a good
what's
job.
your go-to breakfast?
Go to Brett. Oh,
Why didn't you ask him?
I thought we asked him that on the last show, did we not?
you did not.
Oh, then we have before
For
we leave, we have to ask
shame.
2 questions.
Okay.
Go-to
I'm
breakfast.
ready. A go-to breakfast is everything bagel with lox, cream cheese, and capers.
Lox, cream cheese,
Don't
and
you
capers.
make that face at me.
Yeah, he makes
Hey, it's better than your mustard and
Jelly?
You ever had
jelly.
mustard and grape jelly sandwich? It's
I
awesome.
haven't, but I'm thinking.
I had one.
Sounds
I went home and had
terrible.
one last week after the show. It was still great, as great as it was when I was a
Sounds
kid.
awful.
With 2 things that I love, mustard and grape jelly. Put them together. Why not?
Sweet and savory.
There you go. And the other one is, who's the most famous person in your phone?
The most famous person in my phone.
That you could pick up right now and say, hey, what's going on? Don't say Carrick. Carrick paid me to say that about him when I did it.
I honestly wouldn't know. I'd have to go through my. I guess the most famous person in my
We got
phone
7 minutes. Go
would
ahead.
be it would it would be the former chief of staff of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
MTG.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's that. I can call him up right now and say, hey, come pick me up, and he would be here.
Yeah. Isn't it great to have friends like that?
Yeah.
I've got a buddy that his name's Mike Panullo, and Mike and I lived together for 4 or 5 years after we got out of college. Mike always said he was going to do something and never did it when we were at Georgia Southern. But when we graduated, or when I graduated in '79, he said, Charlie, he's the only one in the world that calls me Charlie. He said, Charlie, when I get out next year, I'm going to call you and we're going to move in together. I said, yeah. Well, like 2 weeks before graduated, he called me and said, Charlie, are you ready to move in? So we did, and I spent 5 years with him, was in his wedding and stuff. And we see each other maybe 2-3 times a year. Sounds like you guys. But if I needed something, Mike would be there in a second. So those are the great things about friends. And Garrett, if you needed something, I'd be there, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. We have made some good friends here on the Owl Show, and we will continue to do so into the year of 23. But for now, a big hooty hoo, and we hope to see you next Wednesday right here at Miller's. Y'all have a great week.